All right, here we go with the Untitled Supernova2 wood turning chuck. This is the insert type. Not so much a review as just a quick unboxing. I picked this up at Rockler Tools. It was a customer return, so I got it on sale. It's normally $189.99. Got it for $94.99. And being the insert type, I still had to buy the Technitool chuck insert to convert their proprietary thread to the threads on the Excelsior lathe here. So, what is in the box? We already checked it to make sure everything was here. Your instruction manual, a turning key, tightening key to loosen and tighten the jaws. We have our jaws, the dovetail clamping style jaws, typically for bowl turning, because they do have a slight angle to the outside to open up and clamp on a bottom of a bowl or cup, mug of some sorts. We have screws to attach said jaws to the actual chuck itself, along with a couple Allen wrenches. And finally, here is your geared type chuck. Again, just a quick unboxing. This thing is full of grease, which is good. But here you go. I'm not quite sure here what the specifics are. Just going to their website here. It's suitable for a wide variety of lathes with up to a 20-inch swing. It's a woodworm screw is what this is. Composite index backing, auto stop, copper composite jaw slides, tilt-away T-bar handle. Okay, 2-inch jaws, so it's a 2-inch chuck. That's what I'm guessing the Supernova 2 is. I thought Supernova 2 meant the second generation, but apparently it is 2-inch. Let me wipe a little bit of this excess oil off of the back here. All right, it's a substantial weight. Feels nice and solid. It's got a plastic backing with a snap ring to protect all the gearing inside here, so I'm guessing it's fairly serviceable to replace inserts if they tend to wear, if you pick up a used one and you need to replace the inserts. But let's see, so it's open all the way right now. Yeah, there we go. Very smooth gearing. Feels like it's just a touch of play in there, but I'm sure once it's tightened down, there should be no issues with it. Now, so the standard lathes apparently are a 1-inch by 8 thread per inch spindle on the lathe here. So this is where our chuck insert comes in. And all this does, again, is it converts this proprietary thread. I don't know whether it's just proprietary or built for a larger lathe. That I'm not 100% sure on. But I see, so the threads don't seem to go all the way down. Neither do they in the bottom of the chuck. But there is a set screw that comes in the package here. So we don't have to worry about Loctite or anything. So we just screw that in into the back of this chuck. And then we take set screw with the provided Allen key and insert that through the hole in the side. And it looks like it's threaded through, or just a tight fit, one of the two. But now we get that into the side here. and cinch her down. All right, I hope the furnace isn't too loud here. But we have each individual jaw here. I see there are numbers on each jaw. 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are also numbers on each individual jaw on the chuck. So we can assume we're just going to match up 1 to 1. And then the second Allen key. There we go. We are now have the dovetail jaws mounted on here, and we will just mount this to the lathe. Now I'd imagine maybe we could tighten it down. I don't know if I want to be putting the torque on here. Maybe the best way to do this would be possibly little tweak maybe, I don't know. Because I'd rather not be using the set screw to damage the threads, but we'll snug her down a little bit, not too over tight. And I do stand corrected on the wormwood screw. This is not to be used in conjunction with the dovetails. It's not a safety device as far as that goes. This is to replace the stock spindle piece here, the headstock. I'll have to look up what this is called. If you know, throw that in the comments below. But this digs into the wood when you're turning. This is a safer alternative according to the directions from Technitool. This will be in lieu of the dovetail jaws. You'll just clamp down on these pieces in the jaws, and this will screw into the piece you're working on. So spindle turning, small items, I'd guess, because I would still use the faceplate for larger turning and irregular shaped items, obviously running the screws through. But the nice thing about having this now is I don't waste all this stock. I'm having to glue a 2x4, piece of 2x4 onto the back when I glue my pieces together for turning different items. So needless to say, I'd have to turn it in here to avoid the screws that were through in this block, and it limits your turning as so far that I've seen. So now I can still use this on the, say if I'm turning a bowl, I can use this on the top of the bowl with the faceplate, screw it in, turn the shape of the bowl with the center in place, and then I can put a dovetail pocket in the bottom to flip the bowl around and then secure it on this side, and then turn the bowl from the bowl portion inside of the bowl from this side. So here you go. It's just the Supernova2 wood turning chuck. And let's see, so we close her up, and it is, so closed, it is 2 inches. Just a hair, 2 1/16 maybe. So you'd be hard pressed to get anything smaller than 2 1/16 over these jaws. Oh, interesting. I don't remember. I used to be a machinist back in the day, a long time ago. And I don't remember turning opposite to screw the jaws in. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. Well, I guess righty, tighty still applies. You turn it to the right, it would open up. As far as the dovetail jaws are concerned, turn it to the right, makes it tight. But if I was just using the regular jaws, I'd be turning left to tighten. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've handled a chuck of any sort. Like, well, probably at least 15 years. But full-time, a good 25, almost 30 years. So, yeah, let me know if anybody else remembers that. Again, it's been a long time since I've touched any of this equipment. I've never done wood turning when I was younger, just metal turning. So open, it is roughly almost right on 2 7/8 of an inch with the dovetail on the widest portion of the dovetail, 2 7/8. So there's your range on that. Let's fire it up real quick. Oh yeah, takes a little time to wind up with that extra weight. Got a little bit of vibration. I feel like something's a little out of whack. It's opened all the way. Let me tighten it down all the way. Maybe all the jaws. Okay. Jaws aren't open all the way. There we go. Oh, no, see? That one's tight completely. Loose. A hair, but that one's tight. So let me tighten these down on themselves. All right, so now everything's good and tight. A little bit of a vibration. Oh, there goes my water bottle. I never felt that with just a spindle, but again, there's a lot more mass spinning around on the lathe now. But it looks, as far as the surfaces that'll meet the ball, everything looks machined properly. Obviously, without a dial indicator, I can't really tell. That is just a quick overview of the Nova Supernova2 wood turning chuck. I will have a review down the road and let you know what I really think about it, but everything I've read, for the money, it's a fine tool.